Hello YouTube, so I know it's really shocking, but I'm not wearing my vest for this video, mainly because I spent 3 whole days making this shirt specifically for this show, and you know what, I spent all that time working on it, I'm going to wear it. And when I wear my vest over it, it doesn't really show up that well. Like, there are parts of it that you can see, but you can't really see the full thing. So, the vest is just gonna hang out in the background for the rest of these videos. So, yeah, I don't really know why I didn't make this shirt before I started doing these videos. That would probably have been the most practical thing to do, but, I guess I was just kind of lazy then, so. And I also got bored and just randomly decided to make this shirt, so. Yeah, now I got a shirt for this show. Yay. So, this is episode 16, Welcome Home. And this one starts off with Tesla's forces looking for a program named Keller, who is the scientist from the last episode. She is trying to get to Bismuth, so then she can try and start over, because I guess Bismuth isn't under Clue's control. Don't really know why it isn't, seeing as I thought the whole entire grid was under Clue's control, but apparently it's not. Bismuth is apparently a Clue-free area. Somehow. Didn't even think those existed in the grid at this point, but apparently they do. Because, this is like the peak of Clue's control over the grid, so of course he doesn't have control over this one area. Makes sense. And so, yeah, everything seems to be going pretty well for Keller, as she does board the train, but there is a problem, and that is that her disguise keeps on glitching. And, yeah, she's a scientist who has perfected the control of programs' minds, but, clearly, it's very hard to perfect disguises. Because that just makes sense. So, yeah, she's really panicked about this, because that makes her stick out like a sore thumb. She's truly an ace at running away. So, yeah, while on the train, she bumps into Beck, who tries to recruit her for the revolution, saying as, well, there are only 2 people also in this revolution. Like, it's just Beck and Tron right now. There have been other programs who have wanted to join, but don't really have the initiative to, outside of Mara, who Beck won't let join. So, yeah, he kind of needs help here in building this little revolution. Even though he could just get Mara, who really wants to join and has proven herself, so don't get why he doesn't do that. So, yeah, he asks Keller if she wants to join. She declines, but Beck won't give up that easily. But Keller does start to panic when Paige enters their car, even though she was seen right outside the train right as it was starting to leave the station. How exactly did she get on this train? I have no idea. Did she just stop the train at one point while it was moving? Did she jump on as fast as she could? Because she knew that Keller would be on this very, very specific train for some reason? If so, then why didn't she board it before it left station? I really don't get any of this, but apparently she magically got on the train because plot. So, yeah, Keller is very panicked about that because her disguise is now worn off. So, it's up to Beck to save the day with awkward conversation. Of course. That's the only way to save this whole entire thing. Not just, walk away or anything, or just bump into Paige and just sort of, distract her for a little bit. No, clearly that can't work. No, instead you just need awkward conversation. And, yeah, that's kind of broken up after Pavel arrives for his really unneeded cameo. Seriously, he just pops in this episode once. Was it really worth paying Paul Rubens for this episode just for that? So, yeah, he pops in just to say, hey, have you caught Keller yet? No? Well, there she is. I'm gonna go shoot at her, because that'll destroy the train, and probably a lot of other programs who follow us and really do follow our whole entire system. Clearly, this is a smart idea. So yeah, exactly that happens as Keller's trying to make her escape, and now she's stuck on the train, which is also now unable to be stopped, and there's kind of a bridge out up ahead, so yeah, a bit of a problem. So yeah, then Pavel just decides, well, this is a loss, I'm gonna leave, so yeah, he leaves and invites Paige to do the same, but she decides to stay behind in order to help out all the other programs on the train and catch Keller. So, yeah, then Beck decides that, well, he needs to fix the train, so then, everyone doesn't die. Kind of important there. So, he has to fix the train while also distracting Paige from going after Keller so he can try and get her to join the revolution. Eventually, he does fix the train, but there is still the problem that it's not going to be able to be stopped, and yeah, it's still heading to a bridge which is destroyed. So, yeah, a bit of a problem there. So, yeah, he decides that he's going to pretty much take off all the cars from the main engine of the train, and in just sort of hope that the whole entire thing slows down in time, so that then they don't all die in a fiery death. So, while that's going on, Keller has also overheard a breakout plan from 2 other programs. We're pretty much going to walk on top of the train and just sort of go over to a little escape pod which is in the engine room, because clearly it's a stupid idea to have escape pods all throughout the train, because that would help. I don't know. So, yeah, now they gotta go over there, and they just gotta walk on top of the cars, but one of them dies in the process. Keller is, of course, destroyed about this so much, she steals his little suction cups and just sort of continues walking across the train. Nice to know that she's really broken up about this. So while that's going on, the train is now, pretty much all the cars are now taken off of the engine, but Paige sees Keller going into the engine, so she follows and Beck follows her, and he notices that the bridge is out. So yeah, I don't know why he didn't know they were even worried about this before. Like, they were pulling into a station soon. I guess that they were just worried about the speed that they would be coming into the station, but really they could have gotten some assistance there. So I don't really know why it was such a frantic hurry to actually stop the train. But yeah, after figuring out that the bridge is out, he decides not to tell Paige, because that would be a smart decision, and Paige goes after Keller, and we find out that the real reason why she tried to go after Keller all this time is because Tesla has told her that he's actually gonna give her a second chance. Yeah, right. I'm real sure that Tesla will give Keller a second chance, which he totally does. Yeah, do you believe me there? No? Okay, good. You're not an idiot. So, yeah, for some odd reason, Paige believed that. Not really sure why. It's just she does. Don't question it, I guess. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I can kind of understand, because Tesla has given her a second chance, but has he ever done that for any other program in his army before? Or have none of the other programs actually tried to revolt against Tesla at all? Because I highly doubt that that's happened. So, yeah, I guess she just really doesn't question anything that Tesla has to say, because he helped her once. Woo! So, yeah, eventually Beck does stop the train, but there's a very, very sad result. Keller is a complete idiot and rejoins Tesla's forces. You are a freaking idiot, Keller. So yeah, apparently she just sort of thinks that, nothing can go wrong. I mean, Paige said that he'll give me another chance. Clearly, that's what's gonna happen, right? Yeah, you're an idiot, Keller. So, yeah, she is now a part of Tesla's forces again, and Beck seems to be out of luck, so he just sort of throws the suction cup things into the water. Seems like the best way to express rage. But yeah, there is a little bit of a bright side to this, though. He gets a date with Paige. Woohoo! Good for him. And yeah, that is actually the plot of the next episode. Beck and Paige on a date. Woo. I haven't seen that one yet, so yeah. I don't really know if this is gonna be done well or not, but I actually do like their chemistry in this episode, and they are actually really great together. The actors do work off of each other well, and honestly, the characters do get a lot of good moments together, so yeah, I am actually kind of interested in seeing where this goes. But then we get our very last little ending thing with a little cameo from Tesla, who is deciding to talk to Keller in a very nice way. So, yeah, I really wonder, is she gonna get Derez here? I mean, it's a complete mystery on this. I can't tell. Will she get Derez? Yeah, what a shock. I'm so surprised that he ended up doing that. There were no signs pointing to this. Yeah, I reiterate yet again, Keller, you're an idiot. So, yeah, that's pretty much where the episode ends after the title is dropped, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So, for this episode, it was actually pretty good. Like I said before, the main thing that does make this episode work is how Beck and Paige work off of each other. We really do see more development with Paige as a character, as she actually does admit to being a medic at one point, which is honestly a really big step, as she wouldn't even reveal that to someone that she was on an island with, where she thought that she was gonna die. So I really do like how she just ended up telling Beck that at the end. That was a really nice bit. And there are also quite a lot of references to other episodes of the series, which is also pretty nice. We do get some nice callbacks there. So yeah, I do like that part of it. And probably the weakest thing to me in this episode was everything going on with Keller, as she's not particularly interesting, and really she just sort of feels like she's just there for plots. Although I would like to see what little conversation Paige and Tesla would have over her being derez. Like, do you ever think that Paige will just be walking around one day like, hey, whatever happened to that program, scientist Keller, whatever happened to her? Like, did she rejoin our forces? I haven't seen her in a long time. I really want to know what Tesla's reaction to that would have been. But yeah, really what does make this episode work is that Paige and Beck's reactions to one another, and also how well they work off of each other. Another thing that I really liked about it is that the whole entire episode, Beck never gets in the renegade costume. So the whole entire episode, it's just Beck being himself, but also having to do all the stuff that really he's got to make sure that it wouldn't seem like it's anything that the renegade would do, even though he could easily do something like that. I really do like how you can kind of see that he has to hold back from really being the best type of person actually being able to stop the train. And honestly, that really does make him a really interesting character in this episode. I really did like following him on that, as he had to try and resist actually being the renegade. That was something that I just really liked. And also the whole entire fact that they're stuck on a train throughout the whole episode, that to me was just something that I really liked, and definitely added more tension to this episode. So really, even though there's not really that much that happens in this one, I mean, it's a pretty filler episode story-wise, but it is still a very strong episode, and I highly recommend checking it out, because there are a lot of great moments in it, and honestly, it is a really strong episode. So yeah, this is honestly one that I really did enjoy, and I kind of regret not watching when I was younger. Yeah, when this whole entire show first started airing, I did watch it up to a point. Episode 15 is pretty much where I stopped watching, and I only came because, well, it was a finale and I was just kind of curious in seeing how it would end. I pretty much skipped episodes in between that, so yeah, now I'm pretty much going in, watching these episodes for the very first time, and honestly, this one is a really good one to start off with. So, yeah, I'm actually kind of interested in seeing where the show's going, especially since the next one's going to be Beck and Paige on a date. Really hope that they do a lot with that episode idea, because honestly, they did it really well here, and I'm actually kind of interested in seeing how they follow up on it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye.